This is Made for More Living with Johnny Jennings, powered by eXp Realty. Online at madeformoreliving.com.
Matt, did you know the tallest mountain in the continental U.S. is just in the Sierras? It's called Mount Whitney. Have you heard about that?
Down in Southern California. I've always wanted to climb that, but just never had the opportunity so far.
It is. So I've done it once before, about 16 years ago, with my dad and a buddy. It was the three of us. And then we recently did it, again, the three of us, but we had a bigger group. There were 4 other guys, so 7 total. But man, I learned some.
And you just did it this past week, right?
Yeah, we just did it. And so
you did it in one day.
We did it in one day. So we drove down Sunday, got there late in the or early evening Sunday, went to bed, woke up at 1:30 in the morning, and then was on the trail by 2 o'clock.
How do you see where you're going in the dark?
Headlamps
on the trail. Is that what it is? You're wearing headlamps? Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, yep. Crazy.
So you want to start early because you want to be summiting. If you're going to do it in one day, you want to be summiting between 10 and noon, because just about every day there's storms that come in, and it can be super dangerous if you're caught up there.
Really?
Because you're way above the tree line. And so if you can get struck by lightning, you can just fall and slip, and that's
sounds
the end of that.
fun.
Yeah.
See, I'm going to do it hopefully one day, but I'm not going to do it in one day. I want to take my time and enjoy the experience.
Yeah, so there's a couple routes you can do.
Because you said you were hurting. Yeah. Afterwards, oh my gosh, you got sunburn. You're falling down because your legs are cramping up.
Yeah, it's not, and I'm not like super fit. The buddy that was with us, he just completed a half Ironman.
Yeah,
so he's doing well. But all of us, but my dad was with us, but we were all hurting by the end of the day. There was a guy on the trip who runs like a marathon every 2 weeks, and he was hurting by the end.
Really?
Yeah. So it's not for the faint of heart, but I did learn some lessons. Like I'm walking through this, I'm thinking, what can I be learning? What are my takeaways from this experience? And what I realized was a couple different things, but one of them being you have to push yourself and just keep going. Like if you're going through a hard time, if you're struggling in real estate, if you're a real estate agent struggling in real estate, you have to keep going and just recognize it's going to be harder than you expected it to be. Like, have you heard of I think it's called the Stockdale paradox. Have you heard of this?
I don't think so.
So Admiral Stockdale was a prisoner of war during Vietnam, and he was in a POW camp for, I think it was 6 or 8 years. So for a long time. He was eventually released, and what they found, what people asked him was like, how did you survive? Like, what was the difference between the people that survived and the people who didn't in this prisoner of war camp? And he said the people who didn't set up arbitrary dates for when they thought they were going to be released. So we'll be released by Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
We'll be released by Christmas. We'll be released by New Year's. And so that gave them like a goal to survive till.
Right.
But when that date passed and they were not released, they basically just gave up. They're like, oh, I can't make it any longer. And so what I learned was, what was reinforced on this hike was, don't set an arbitrary time. Like, we'll be home, we'll be off the trail by 5 o'clock.
Right.
Like, we wanted to be back by 7, so that way we could have like their famous like hamburgers, but the restaurant closes at 7. So that was what was keeping us going. And then all of a sudden we realized there's no way we're making it back by 7.
So that made it even harder.
And so you're just, oh man, that stinks. So if you're a real estate agent, like, one, you got to keep going, put in the work.
Yeah.
Put in a lot of work. It's going to take way more work than you expect.
Right.
And 2, don't set an arbitrary like success date. Like, I'll make this amount of money, or I'll have this many houses sold by a specific date. Because then if you don't hit that, it just hurts. Just know I'm committed. Failure is not an option. And with the right people around you, like, there's no way. My dad's an absolute stud, heart of a lion, but there's no way he would have made it if my friend and I had not been there helping him.
Yeah,
to help
that's
push him
important
along.
too, right?
So it's who you align with is absolutely key, not only in real estate but in life.
There you go.
Yeah. So that was my big takeaway from Mount Whitney. She's a cruel mistress.
Yes, that's awesome.
Maybe we'll get you.
But if you want to go on a trip like that, join the Made for More team, right?
Yeah, just call or text 530-GET-MORE. And
it'll be painful, but they'll get you there by 10 o'clock.
Text PAIN to 530-GET-MORE. All right, thank you.